Another thing is a improvisation form called Neraval, where we pick up a line from a composition and then we improvise on that line. Or shall we say we expand on the melodic and laya aspects of the line. First of all, how is the line chosen? Through history, there are, like, in every composition, there's this one line that kind of stands out, right? In every composition, there's one line that has been sung by all the great masters. So that line is, for example, in Aurangashai, there's a Bhuloka Vaikuntham. Now this has been sung by all the masters. So invariably you will find musician taking Bhuloka Vaikuntham for Aurangashai. So every composition has this one line that has been established. But there's no rule that that's the only line that needs to be taken. You can take any line. Some musicians bother about the meaning of the line to be picked. Some don't. I do not bother. For me, it is the form that matters rather than the meaning. If the form works, you pick the line. So how do we sing Neraval? Now, what are the rules of Neraval? Now, there are two schools of thought. One school of thought believes that the syllabic position of every syllable in the line must be retained exactly on the spot in singing Neraval. So, Bhuloka Vaikuntham. Vaikuntham. Now, one school believes that these syllabic positions must be exactly spot on. The other school says there has to be some breathing space flexibility. I obviously belong to the latter. It's a given. So the other school says, no, come on, you can't be so tight on this. But when I teach, for example, when I teach my students, I first make them practice singing the syllables exactly in position. They're not allowed to move it an inch. The reason being, you must know how much you can move it. You can't have the whole line finish in half the rhythmic cycle. Bhu, bhu, loka, vaikuntham, iti, yani, bhu, loka, vaikuntham. As you can see, that the finish is also very important in Neraval. So now, if I didn't put that rule when I teach, so what happens is usually the Sahitya finishes much earlier. Bhu loka vaikuntham iti yani. They won't know what to do with the rest. So when you teach, you make sure that it's rigorous. Bhu, Loka, Vaikuntham has to fall spot on. My guru used to make me, one of my gurus, I remember Changalpet Ranganathan, he used to make me sing for 20 minutes, two things. If the ideas repeat themselves, he'll say start again. Two, if I move the syllable by an inch, it's over. It's completely over. And he used to be very, very condescending and he used to call me Singakutti, which means what? Tiger cub or a lion cub? I don't know. One of this. That was just a way to tease me. Nothing. It didn't mean anything. But the point is that regimentation is very important while training. But then you need to move it. It moves quite beautifully. Now, how do we approach Neraval? One important aspect of Neraval is first establish the form. So we established the syllabic form, the melodic form, and many of the lines, the range is established. So I'll go on with Bhuloka Vaikuntham. I'll just sing a bit. Loka Vaikuntham iti yani bhu loka Vaikuntham bhu vaikuntham iti gani bhuloka vaikuntham 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 bhuloka vaikuntham iti gani bhuloka vaikuntham vaikuntham iti yani bhuloka vaikuntham. The same syllable position is where you will see them put the bow. So the bow is text. So every bow is actually text. So you will know that the sahitya or the position of syllable is as important for them. Sorry. Now, when we train with different kind of Neravals. So, and then of course when you sing it, it comes together, sometimes separated. So we have to sing Neraval with only Gamakas. So, Bhu Loka Vaikuntham Iti Yani so only, then we'll have to sing only with jharus. Bhuloka vaikuntham iti gani bhuloka vaikuntham iti only with jharus. Then they'll ask us to sing Neraval only with little fast phrases. Bhuloka vaikuntham iti gani bhuloka So like that. So you have to practice that separately. So it can be circular brigas. Le, 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 re, 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 le, 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 re, na, re, like that. Le, or linear. Like that. So you have to only practice. Now when we sing, and then, so when we sing it, it's many of these that come together. But first you establish the line. A very important part of Neraval is you establish the range of the line first. Now, Neraval is there, you don't start the first Neraval, you don't start the Neraval on Sajja. It has to be on the Gandhara. And then you slowly have to expand. Again, it's a kind of a circular expansion. And then, first of all, the mandra sign. Bhuloka, create opportunities. Bhuloka vaikuntam iti yani bhuloka vaikuntam So, because Bhuloka allows you can also sing Mandara style. And so you have to expand it that way. And then after singing this kind of raga, alapana type, we call it alapana type Neraval. Okay? Because these are all phrasings you will use in an alapana. Then you have something called samakala Neraval. Now, where the rhythmic form of the laya is also bhu lokadavai kuntham iti yadi Here it's very important that regimentation of bhulo, that's very important. You don't float. Bhulo, you can't float it. It has to be there. Bhulo kavai kuntham So this is called samakala Neraval. Or in the sense it is the samakala of the composition. Okay, depending on the laya, not the laya of the composition, but the laya on the syllabic laya. Because depending on number of syllables on every beat, the laya will change. That is defined. Then you sing male kala Neraval. This is the male kala Neraval. These are all the possibilities. You can do all of this. You may not do all of this. So what decides that? Two of these major things is the line itself. Now, if the line has many syllables, there are lines you choose where are many syllabic. There are a lot of words basically. Then you can't sing so much alapana type Neraval. So what you would generally do is go to a say samakala position. Now I'll take a small example of that. Raga is called Kedara Gaula. Now this composition, the line is Shatadhriti Pujita Gajarajuni Moralida Anugraha Linchaleda Shatadhriti Pujita Gajarajuni Moralida Anugraha Linchaleda Shatadhriti Pujita. Now, because Shatadhriti Pujita Gajarajuni Moralidaga Anugraha Linchale. Now it's very hard to do an alapana type. So what will happen is Shatadhriti Pujita Gajarajuni Moralidaga Anugraha Linchale da Shatadhriti Pujita Gajara Juni Mora Lidaga Anugraha Injaleda Shatadhriti Pujita Gajara Juni Mora Lidaga Anugraha Injaleda. A bit of this and then Shatadhriti Pujita Gajara Juni Mora Lidaga Anugraha In this line, you have to deal with it. If there is a smaller composition, a smaller line, then in general you will go to the Melkala very fast. Now, Samanamevaru, Ni Samanamevaru, Ramani Samanamevaru, Ramani Samanamevaru, Ramani Samanamevaru. Paluku paluku lagutene loluku mataladu paluku paluku lagutene paluku 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 Paluku, 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 lagutene, loluku mataledu, paluku, paluku. This is what is aesthetically justifiable. Because in this composition, I can't sing paluku, paluku, lagutene. You notice that what will happen is you will say paluku 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 lagutene in one note and sing the sangati at the end. There's no other way. Paluku paluku lagutene loluku mataladu. You can't do this too much because the magic of Neraval is what you can do between the syllable, not at the end of the line. In fact, singing Neraval by not singing in between the syllables is just bad Neraval. Simple. The point is, what can I do in between two syllables? How can this syllable move, come to the next syllable, go to the next syllable? It's a big escape route to sing everything, the whole line in one point, and just add a tag at the end. It's not Neraval. In fact, one of the explanations for the word Neraval in Tamil is Neravardu is to fill. The whole essence is how can you fill the gaps between the syllables. So if I'm singing Paluku Paluku Lagutene, general I move Paluku Paluku Lagutene Roluku Mata. This is a texture of this composition. This also determines how we sing Neraval. One last thing is the construction of the line also influences them. Now, if the line is in one point, like paluku, 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 lagute, the panchama is very well established and you know it's around that line. Sometimes you can choose a line which itself is traversing. For example, in Kalyani, Brinda, vananta vividha sukha vihara kundani bharat govinda nanda nandana. Now if I choose this line, the line itself is a traversing line. Kundani bharat govinda nanda nandana. I can't sing Kundani, doesn't work. So what will happen, Neraval? It will also swing. It has to swing. Kundani Bharata Govinda 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 Kunda Ni Bharata Bharata Govinda Nandana Kundani Bharata Kundani. Now Neraval has to swing this way. So there are all these things that possibly can happen.